Welcome to Movie Magic 96, your one-stop shop for all things movies. From reviews to unboxings and collections, I'm here to celebrate the magic of cinema. Now, let's roll the film. Today we're talking about a film that helped launch one of the greatest musicians of all time into superstardom. It's a movie that blends music, drama, and pure 80s style into one unforgettable experience. Today's review is for none other than Purple Rain. Before getting into the film itself, let's talk about the background behind Purple Rain. The album of the same name was released about a month before the movie in 1984 to coincide with the film's release. Because of that, it's often considered both a studio album and a soundtrack, which is pretty unique. The music ended up becoming even bigger than the film itself. The movie was directed by Albert Magnoli in his directorial debut and was made on a relatively modest budget of about $7 million. Despite that, the film went on to gross over $70 million worldwide, making it a massive success. Purple Rain even won Best Original Song Score at the 1985 Academy Awards, and several songs from the album became huge hits. Songs like When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and Purple Rain all went platinum and remain some of Prince's most recognizable tracks to this day. The cast includes Prince as the Kid, Apollonia Catero as Apollonia, Morris Day as Morris, Olga Carlatos as Mother, Clarence Williams III as Father, and several members of Prince's real-life band, The Revolution. Before diving deeper into the review, I'm going to refer to The Kid simply as Prince throughout the video. Otherwise, it gets confusing saying The Kid every few sentences. Right from the opening scene, the movie immediately transports you back to the 1980s. The bright stage lights, colorful outfits, makeup, and energetic performances capture that era perfectly. One of the funniest moments early on happens when Prince first meets Apollonia. In classic Prince fashion, he doesn't say a word, puts on his sunglasses, and disappears the second she tries to talk to him. It's almost like he's poking fun at his own mysterious persona. Morris Day, on the other hand, is basically the comic relief of the film. His exaggerated personality and over-the-top reactions get some genuine laughs. One great moment is when a woman yells at him from standing her up, and his eyes open ridiculously wide in shock. Another classic moment is when Prince sees the white guitar known as the Cloud sitting in a storefront window. It's symbolizing something he wants but can't yet have. The movie also features the legendary music venue First Avenue and 7th Street Entry in Minneapolis. Amazingly, the club is still open today. As a fan, I would honestly be a dream of mine to visit someday, along with Paisley Park, Prince's home that has now been turned into a museum. And of course, we can't forget one of the most famous scenes in the movie, when Prince tells Apollonia she needs to purify herself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. She jumps in, only for Prince to reveal that it's not actually Lake Minnetonka at all before riding off on his motorcycle. It's one of the funniest and most memorable moments in the entire film. Apollonia also looks absolutely stunning throughout the movie. Fun fact, during filming, she was reportedly dating David Lee Roth. She also has denied that her and Prince were ever actually together. The film does take a darker turn with Prince's family life. His father is abusive towards both him and his mother, which is unfortunately something that mirrored parts of Prince's real life. The movie explores how trauma and anger can carry from one generation to the next. There's a moment where Prince slaps Apollonia in his basement after receiving the Cloud guitar, showing how he's beginning to mirror some of the behavior he witnessed growing up. We also see Prince's father playing piano in the film. Interestingly, Prince's real father, John L. Nelson, was actually a jazz musician and songwriter, which adds a layer of authenticity to those scenes. Prince surprisingly gives a strong acting performance as well. He conveys anger, sadness, jealousy, and vulnerability throughout the film, especially in the emotional scenes involving his family. That said, the movie itself isn't perfect. The storyline is pretty thin, and honestly, the film probably could have been about 10 minutes shorter, but what really carries the movie are the music performances. One thing that deserves its own discussion is Prince's incredible fashion throughout the movie. Purple Rain is just as much about style and image as it is about music. Prince's most iconic outfit in the film is the purple trench coat with a ruffled shirt, black pants, and boots. That look basically became his signature image during the Purple Rain era and is still one of the most recognizable outfits in music history. He also wears a lot of lace, scarves, jewelry, and high-heeled boots, which at the time pushed boundaries in terms of gender norms and rock star fashion. Prince didn't care about traditional expectations. He dressed however he wanted and created his own identity. Another standout piece is the white Cloud guitar, which almost feels like an extension of his costume. Combined with the flowy shirts and dramatic stage lighting, it helped create that larger-than-life stage presence. Even his casual outfits in the film, the patterned shirts, motorcycle gear, and jackets add to the mystique of the character. It's safe to say that Purple Rain didn't just influence music, it influenced fashion and pop culture for decades afterward. Now, let's talk about the music, which is really the heart of the movie. Let's Go Crazy is easily my favorite song of the album and my favorite performance in the movie. Whether Prince is standing on the piano, jumping in sync with other guitarists, or pulling off robotic dance moves while playing guitar, it's impossible to take your eyes off him. The editing also cuts between the stage performance, Apollonia's entrance, and Morris, which keeps the energy high. Jungle Love by the Time is still a song you can dance to today. Morris Day's personality completely takes over the stage. His gold jacket, his attitude, and even the way he checks his hair in a mirror mid-performance make the scene unforgettable. Take Me With You plays while Prince and Apollonia ride his motorcycle to the lake. The scenery with the horses, trees, and open roads shows that Minneapolis isn't just a big city, it also has some beautiful landscapes. The beautiful ones. This song is incredibly emotional. Prince is basically begging Apollonia to choose between him and Morris, even though the movie never really shows her being interested in Morris. The screams at the end of the song are so raw that you can really feel the emotion behind them. When Doves Cry was one of the first Prince songs I ever heard. The opening guitar lick and piano line are instantly recognizable. Unfortunately, in the film, it's mostly used as a montage sequence showing things we've already seen, including Prince riding his motorcycle. It's probably the weakest visual segment in the movie, even though the song itself is fantastic. Computer Blue has always been my least favorite track on the album. I like the guitar riff towards the end, but I've never really connected with the song. That said, the performance in the film is great. Prince and his guitarist perform shirtless while he plays a Fender Telecaster, and the stage energy is fantastic. Darling Nikki is where Prince really shows off his stage presence. He performs without a guitar and pulls off some impressive James Brown-style microphone tricks. Interestingly, this song is also the reason parental advisory labels exist on music today. Tipper Gore heard her daughter listening to the Purple Rain album and helped form the Parents Music Resource Center because of the song's explicit lyrics. Sex Shooter by Apollonia 6 plays at a different club in the film. Unfortunately, it's not a great song and the group never really found success beyond this project. The Bird by the Time is mostly memorable for its dance. It's very similar to older dance craze songs like The Twist. The song itself isn't good, but the dance makes it fun. Of course, we have to talk about the title song, Purple Rain. It's teased early in the movie when Prince receives a cassette from Lisa and Wendy containing the instrumental demo. That actually mirrors real life because Wendy Melvoin came up with the opening guitar chords for the song. The performance at the end of the movie is beautifully shot. The camera focuses mainly on Prince from the shoulders up, forcing you to focus on the emotion of the performance rather than everything happening on stage. Honestly, it's one of the greatest songs ever written. I Would Die For You follows the emotional climax of Purple Rain and shows Prince beginning to reconcile things in his life. We see his father recovering in the hospital and Apollonia watching from the crowd. Prince also pulls off some incredible dance moves here, spinning, jumping, and performing a split kick on stage. Finally, we get Baby I'm a Star, which is a perfect high-energy ending to the film. Prince climbs the speakers, does multiple splits, and even shoots water from his guitar. It's a fun, celebratory way to close out the movie. The truth is, the storyline of Purple Rain is razor thin. As a movie, it's not good, but the music, performances, and style completely carry the experience. Prince is easily one of the greatest musicians of all time, and that presence alone makes the film entertaining to watch. You could technically watch the performances as music videos online, but seeing them within the context of the movie still adds something special. For the film itself, I'm giving Purple Rain a 3 out of 5. Now, let's talk about the 4K release. The disc features a native 4K transfer with HDR10, although unfortunately, there's no Dolby Vision support. Warner Bros. Restored the film from the original 35mm camera negative and scanned it at 8K, which is incredibly impressive. They also corrected the aspect ratio, which had been wrong on some older home video releases. The improvement in color is immediately noticeable. The stage lighting, costumes, and colors pop off the screen. Skin tones look natural, and overall, the film looks better than it ever has before. Film grain is very light here, which some people may like and others may not, but overall the presentation is very clean. On the audio side, we get a DTS-HD Master Audio 5.1 track. It sounds good, especially during the live performances, but it's disappointing that we didn't get an upgrade to Dolby Atmos or 7.1 mix. Another downside is that some special features from the 2016 Blu-ray release are missing here, which is always frustrating for collectors. Because of the visual upgrade alone, I'm giving the 4K disc a 4.5 out of 5. So the only way to own the film on 4K right now is this standard slipcover edition, which is honestly surprising. Considering the movie celebrated its 40th anniversary in 2024, I really expected Warner Bros. To release a steelbook or a deluxe box set. Unfortunately, that never happened. So right here we do have the 40th anniversary logo in the corner. We do have the theatrical artwork, but it's we lose some of the yellows and the oranges in the smoke in the background. Go ahead and show off the spine. We got the Warner Brothers logo in the bottom corner. Show off the back. We got Prince in his beautiful Telecaster right there. I'm gonna open this up, and we only have a 4K, which is a little disappointing. I love that the artwork is purple, but I wish we did get a Blu-ray. I'm also going to show off my 2016 release and put it side by side. I'm definitely not getting rid of this just because it has the purple Blu-ray case, and the sides of it look like the Purple Rain album with the flowers, and that's the theatrical artwork. So I'll go off the back. And when you open it up, you only get that Blu-ray, but it is still purple. All right, when you pop in the 4K disc, you can hear some applause from the crowd, which is a little off-putting if you ask me. We're gonna go to Scene Selections, and it pops up on the bottom screen with a timer on the top. We go to Audio, and we've got English, original theatrical English, French, Dutch, Spanish, and more. Subtitles in a bunch more languages. Special features, and we only have the commentary, First Avenue, The Road to Pop Royalty, and music videos. What are your thoughts on Purple Rain, and what's your favorite song from the album? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at MovieMagic1996. Thanks so much for everything, and go watch Purple Rain today.